I'm in the 4-year major, so for the 4-year major you have to do a senior project, and this is my senior project here. It doesn't work yet, but all the wiring should be done for it. It's an inverted pendulum, so this pendulum here, an inverted pendulum is something that has the center of gravity below its rotation point. So this whole housing here will move back and forth in this belt driven by this servo, which will be controlled from the PLC. And then the angle of the pendulum here is given by this encoder here, this absolute angle encoder. So you'll give it a home point, and then you'll get an angle feedback and a register based on the angle of it. So what I have to do is use a PID loop from this PLC, and I guess tune that so that this base will move back and forth depending on the angle of it. So if it's leaning this way, the base will have to be brought this way to stand it back up straight, and then eventually it should just kind of, if it's tuned well enough, it should just kind of hover here in the center. And to make it harder, you should be able to either put some magnets on here to give it different weights and then retune your loop based on that. These limit switches here just prevent it from destroying itself and trying to drive it off the end of the rails. And then you just have your zip links there, which are just for ease of wiring. Start, stop buttons, emergency stop if anything was to go wrong. And this is your servo dry. This is your servo dry. That's what's telling the servo which way to go, and that'll be connected to the PLC.
Sounds like if you put this full scale, it'd be a neat amusement park ride.
Yeah, it probably could.
Put a chair on top, and then you could.
What if it's kind of like that one ride that makes you have a weird
Yeah,
feeling or something?
yeah.
What if it goes wild? What if something goes wrong? Like something gets too hot, and then it short circuits, and then that thing starts. Is there any switch to prevent it from slamming Jason right in the arm? Like, see what you're holding, just
Like if it from spinning around?
yeah, just
like-
slam right on the table as hard as it could.
Well, it'll be off the edge of the table so that it just kind of
Oh
can
yeah,
spin
well
around
then
freely.
swing around, I guess.
Yeah, there's nothing really stopping it from.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping it from swinging around if it's sitting in the center here. But if it gets too far to the edge, it'll hit this limit switch.
I saw that with the
That'll kill
coach.
it.
I was wondering if there was one for that.
Right now, I mean, I could probably put something in the logic to stop it from moving if the angle's changing too fast. So, but if the angle's changing too fast, that means it's not working, and I'd have more work to do anyway.
It's kind of like that balance thing that had that ball thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little different.
I mean, it's pretty much like it's essentially the technology of a Segway. I mean, a lot more basic, but when you lean forward on a Segway, the
Oh,
bottom
yeah.
moves to keep up with you so you don't fall over. I mean, that uses a gyroscope and everything, and this just uses the PLC, but essentially it's similar technology. Unfortunately, this doesn't really have any application to what my job's going to be, but I didn't know that at the point. I'll be working for Mars Chocolate as a project engineer.
And what was your other offer?
Sam Adams Brewery.
What a tough choice, chocolate or beer?
Chocolate beer.
Yeah,
Why not both?
I heard about you. Smith was talking about you.
Oh, are you the one?
I guess I'm the one. But
You're the first one in our senior class to get a job offer.
so the one in Mars, I'll be moving out to Topeka, Kansas,
That's what he
in the
said.
middle of nowhere. Hopefully, that's interesting.
But he said 6 figures would be worth it.
Hopefully, it'll be 6 figures one day. But start off, I was happy with the salary to start off with.
Hopefully, have enough to build a tornado shelter.
Just
anyway.
You need
75,
one of that.
and then
Yeah,
What do you ask?
yeah.
But,
salary?
but
I'd be happy with 75.
Sam Adams was a maintenance tech job, so that was not necessarily what I wanted to do. It would be an interesting job because it could lead you to an instrumentation engineer, which would be essentially their controls, their lead controls guy. If any of the heating loops for the brewing process or any of the packaging equipment was to go down, you'd be in charge of fixing the PLC code and everything like that. So,
Actually, this whole balance thing I've been pretty interested in ever since I seen Tony's little thing. And then I saw it at the senior project day with that ball, and now I'm seeing it here. I'm pretty interested in this because it has to have some kind of gravity calculation in there or something. The other stuff where they just made things go off of a code was a little more simpler. This actually has like exterior things that have to be calculated.
And it can hurt you.
Yeah, it can hurt.
That
It's a
too.
little dangerous.
Well, the guy that was working on this last year, he said he could get it to move from one side to the other pretty fast. So he said it'll probably smash your fingers pretty good if you get in the way of it. But
That's cool.
hopefully that doesn't happen.
Wait, does it run?
It doesn't run. No, it doesn't right now. There might be some code left in the PLC from, I think it was Doug Weber that was working on this last year.
So
Oh, you
you,
didn't work on that.
yeah, are you going to work on it this spring then?
Yeah, this will be my So
Okay.
senior project is divided up into senior project lecture and senior project lab. I have lecture now in the fall, and then I'll have lab in the spring. And the lecture is when you design what you want to do for your project. You work out you get the documentation and everything in order, and then the spring is when you actually buckle down and start working on it.
Yeah.
Nothing's stopping you from doing it right now, other than other classes.
Yeah, other
So-
than finals.
So next semester I have less credits, so I'll have a lot more time to work on this. And then hopefully by the end I'll be able to present it to everybody on finals day.
You'll be able to. You'll get it.
That's quite a hefty chunk of metal it's sitting on too.
Yeah, that joint will cut you up.
And what is that? Just a solid piece of aluminum? Or?
That's wood.
No,
Oh, it's painted.
Yeah, that's
oh,
painted
oh, it's
plywood.
painted silver. I thought that was a
No, it's
solid.
Is it? It's pretty heavy.
That's just all the stuff on it.
Aluminum.
I think it's metal.
Maybe it has a metal plate on top with wood
Look in
underneath.
that hole there.
Yeah, maybe it's got a metal plate on it. But over here, look, you can definitely see from the side that that's not. I don't think that's metal.
No,
Whatever.
It's,
Oh
Doesn't
wow.
matter.
Anyway, it's pretty heavy. Yeah.
so yeah, that's my senior project.
Okay, cool. Any other
Life after
questions?
college.
Yeah. That's cool. All right.